What's up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of the Mom House and Mansion series. This is episode 2, so we're going to be doing the whole second week. I just woke up a little bit not too long ago. I took a little nap, waiting on the game to download, but in the process, we took a trade on NASDAQ, and I forgot to tell you guys that I switched over to a brokerage that I'm going to be using, but I kind of went over that in my explanation video that I did, I want to say like yesterday. But for you guys, I don't know when that was uploaded, but it was uploaded a little bit before the first vlog that I did to like do like a launch, so then everybody knew like what was going on, like more of like a channel trailer or something like that. That was a part of the idea. So you've probably watched that if you're here. But I did take a trade on NASDAQ. I do have funds in an offshore brokerage. And just to show you that I did take the trade, you can see that we took our orders at, it was last night. I took some this morning. As you can see, I closed. But everything else I took last night, trying to figure out what I can even risk on a $650 account, which was odd. I didn't know that I could throw a standard plus on a $650 account on NASDAQ. And, oh, I want to show the brokerage. Can't show the brokerage yet, sorry. We gotta wait, bear with me. So we're gonna do on the chart, so then you can see what order, like the orders that I took. And we'll be doing a breakdown because this is technically a winning trade. And I'm gonna explain why. So you can see we took orders right here on that black candlestick. We got stopped out, and then I took some on that blue candlestick, but I closed my order. Now you may be wondering why I closed my order. That's a perfectly reasonable question to ask. And the reason behind me closing the order was because I was chasing the trade. I didn't anticipate Nas to hold, well, NQ from my futures traders, is that's actually what I'm trading off of on TradingView is NQ. I use the futures charts because those are not manipulated, at least to a degree. Everybody sees the same thing on futures, right? NAS 100 is a different story. Every brokerage has a different pricing that they put out there, or different candlestick formation on how they're coming out. So I use the actual like CME provided data, and I act off of that, and I just do the math. The math sucks, but you do the fucking math, right? It normally looks the same. Now that we got that out the way, so I didn't anticipate there being a continued level of support, that it was going to hold this level of support throughout the night, and then wake up in the morning, submit orders. So when I woke up, I did my normal routine, which is wake up, pray, read the Bible, and then after that, I decided, why not check? Mind you, I didn't come to my computer when I woke up because I'm not used to trading futures. My normal schedule is like beginning to trade around 7 o'clock or 7 to 8 o'clock, because that's when the US dollar, or not the US dollar, the USD JPY or GJ, that's when the candlestick prints on the 4-hour time frame for me. So I normally have a lot of time in between. If I don't trade 4 o'clock in the morning, which I don't trade 4 o'clock in the morning, then I have to wait till about 8, 9, or sometimes 7 o'clock. So I woke up at 5:38, go take a piss. I know it's a little invasive. And a thought in my mind said, check the computer, but I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to just lay down for a little bit longer, which is out of character for me, but sometimes I just be like, whatever. You just do what you do. You feel me? You laying down with your shorty. Sometimes your brain just doesn't kick in all the way. And while I'm laying down, I'm checking the charts. Like I'm still on my phone. Like I'm not asleep. I'm just checking the charts, laying down. And I see a formation that holds up on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm like, okay, so I can get back in on these candlesticks. But mind you, on my phone on MetaTrader 5, you don't see the times, like not in regular time. And I'm actually going to check if I can change that. If I can change it to my time so that I know when the candlestick opens. So I'm just chilling. I'm waiting. Her alarm goes off for 5:50, 6 o'clock, and then we get up. And at 6 o'clock, I go to like my computer, and I'm like, damn, I low key could take that. So guess what I do? I take that order, right? But then after I take the order, I'm like, damn, I chased the fuck out of that trade, and it just felt wrong. And I was not willing to risk my psychology. Like I didn't care about the amount of money. I'm okay with that. For one, I was supposed to risk $150 yesterday, but I just learned that my brokerage won't allow me to full port on NASDAQ, or I don't know if it works on gold or US 30, but I can't full port on NASDAQ. I can only get up to about, I think, whatever half of 25% is, because I was going for about $150 of risk. It only really let me do like 10-15% on the account, which is fine, but I would have liked a little bit more. But I don't even know how I got to that point of explaining why I can't risk that much. But nevertheless, right, I didn't want to risk my psychology. Like, let's say that trade that I chased came back and hit stop loss. Now that would have fucked me up for the next 2-3 weeks of entries, because now I'm second guessing myself, and then I'm being more strict and more hesitant to enter into orders when you just mess up your psychology, and it's like a lack of trust in yourself. You know, if you break your system begins to fall apart, and that's just how it gets rewarded. And that's why I don't want to be rewarded for that. So my entry was, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. I'm going to give it to you in NASDAQ terms and also NQ terms. My entry that I got in at on NAS 100 on my brokerage was 25,567.93. And if we convert that to what it would have been in, so 25,567 plus, it's about 177 difference. We're looking at 25,744. That was my initial entry on on NQ or NASDAQ. Now, when we check the charts, you can see we're at a height of 25,978, and we're doing a retracement now. And my take profit would have been a lot higher, but my entries were down here, basically, which I'll go on a breakdown for. Just because this was a winning trade, I just decided to not. I can't risk my psychology. The thing that I've sat here and I've built for 4 fucking years, why would I break it for any amount of money? It just doesn't make any sense. And maybe some of you get that, maybe some of you don't understand that, but I went through a lot to get to the point to where I can see entries like that and take them no hesitation. I mean, the one that I took last night may or may not have won because it was a little bit too early, but my methodology for getting in was correct. And even my methodology for getting in when I woke up and I was still foggy brained was still good, because let's say I woke up at 5 o'clock every morning and that setup was presented to me, I would have taken it 10 times out of 10 every time. The only reason I closed the order was because now I'm no longer risking an amount of money. I'm risking my psychology. I can't do that. I will close that trade every time if it is risking my psychology. It's not worth it, because in the long game, it matters more to have a psychology, like a trust within yourself to follow your rules, and then a trust within your system that you built these rules from, that it will profit you, that you will make money. When you have that ultimate trust, you have that ultimate confidence in yourself, that aids you a lot to where you can just take anything that is within those parameters and you can ultimately set and forget it. Not trying to quote Alex in any way, but that's built from confidence. He can take his trades and hold his trades that way because he has built that confidence over years. You have to be able to trust yourself to that degree. And the only way you develop that trust is by being trustworthy, not breaking your rules. Can't break them. So because of that, I closed the order. I said, fuck it. I know I said to myself, I know it's going to go up. I consciously know this, but I have to get in the right way. It's either A, I missed the trade because I was a lazy fuck, or B, I take the trade, I reap the benefits for being a lazy fuck and chasing trades. I would rather go with A all day, every day, because that's the outcome that I was supposed to experience. Because I didn't wake up on time, essentially, because I'm really supposed to wake up at 5 a.m. If we're going to be a future trader, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. If I wake up late and I still reap the benefits without learning the lesson of waking up early so then I can take trades, whether or not I anticipate it or not, who cares? It's a trading week. It's a Monday. I know the market opens at 9 o'clock on Monday. Well, not that it opens up at 9 o'clock on Monday, but that's when the New York Stock Exchange opens up. That's when they're submitting their orders. That's when the banks are getting into the market. Sometimes they'll get in a little bit earlier, like for instance, 5 o'clock here, but different story, right? So I have to show up at that time. If this is something that I want to do, I have to make that sacrifice. If I want to trade futures, I have to make that sacrifice. I can no longer just sleep from 3 a.m. to goddamn 8 a.m. And call it a night. I can't do that. I'd rather stay up, say, I wake up at 5 a.m., take my orders, be done by 7 a.m., take a nap, and by 12 p.m., I'm either looking to go break. Well, I wouldn't go break even around that time, but just for example, I'm probably hitting TP, right? It probably created some new lows. I can place my stops at break even, or place it at a 1-to-1, or place it at a 2-to-1. For example, right? So I'd rather move in that way than to be reaping the benefits of being a sloppy, lazy fuck. Because then down the road, I'm going to, one, chase every goddamn entry because I can't wake up on time, and never learn the lesson. So I'd rather experience this pain, which it's not even a bad pain because I know why I'm doing it. I know why I did not hold my trade. It wasn't because I was uncertain of the market. It wasn't because there was literally no other reason. I don't even think there could be another reason. I wasn't afraid or anything. My only reasoning for not holding my trade, the most recent one that I took, which is like a $3 loss, was because I chased it. And I could not live with that at all. Like, yes, can I live with making money off of a trade like that? Absolutely. Who turns down money, right? But could I live with the trade hitting stop loss and then having to say, damn, I broke my rules, I chased it? I can't live with that, because then that would eat me up. And I know how I get when I break my rules. It fucks me up. The last time I broke my rule was a long time ago, actually. It was a very long time ago. Almost a year ago, I'm pretty sure. It was back when I was trading GU, going through the trenches. And I broke my rule, and I decided not to trade for it was like a week or 2 weeks because I was fucked up. I was so hard on myself. I took cold showers for a week. Like until I followed my rules. That's how long I took cold showers. I deprived myself of hot water for that exact reason. So there's no way in hell that I can just consciously go, okay, I'm going to risk this ironclad psychology that I've been building for years for $300, for $400, for $1,000. I can't do that. So, long story short, we didn't take the order. Well, we did take the order, but we didn't hold the order. And now it's floating at about 25,967, which is beautiful. But what does that mean? That there is another opportunity. And I also tried to catch it off the hour time frame. I was waiting for a break and retest. We never retested. Okay, we just straight up broke. It was this area right here. I was literally holding it. I was waiting. I was like, okay, break. I was like, damn, I need a clean break. And then this candlestick didn't close above. If it would have closed above, I would have been in like swimwear, baby, and been in on this candlestick. But instead, it just bought up. And then on this candlestick, I decided to go take a nap because I have been waiting for Quarantine Zone to come out, which it finally has came out. So guess who's going to be playing that on his channel? This guy right here. So I will catch you guys in the next update. Let me see what time it is, because we did take some, there are some gaps here. We're hour 170 right now. So hour 170, looking good. We're on our way. Well, this is the closest we've been to success in a while. Okay, so I'm excited. That's what I can say. I'll see y'all whenever the next update is. I don't know when it's going to be. Hopefully it's tomorrow morning, or could be tonight. Could be 5 o'clock in the morning. It might just be 5 o'clock in the morning. So then I built the mental callus to get my ass up and fucking get to work. It's time for me to get to work. All right. So I'll see y'all. What's up, y'all? It's been a little while since we last checked in. We had some updates. I took a trade on USD/JPY, my first trade on USD/JPY, and right now we're still in it. And I just want to do a little update on the time. We're at 293 hours now. So approaching the 300-hour mark. I don't know how long that is, but I've made a couple changes to what I'm going to be doing. We're going to be actually getting a Top Step account, just because like I want to expand as many options as I can, because there is like, I mean, like the best option is to continue to expand my options. You know, I don't want to limit myself from being able to, you know, make as much money as possible. So I'm gonna have a Top Step account just on the side. I still do have the Forex account with my brokerage, which I have not named yet. But let me show you something right now. So in the unregulated, we're down just about $72. We made a withdrawal because I saw something going around saying that the brokerage that I was using was a little bit fishy, which I haven't told anyone what the brokerage was. It was just a social media post from someone that I knew. And I just wanted to check them out to see if they would withdraw on time. And they withdrew within like a couple of minutes. It didn't take longer than 5 minutes for them to process the withdrawal and send it through. So I only withdrew $50. And we have this position on UJ, which if it hits TP, I will be going through it on the computer. But right now we have our first area that I wanted to enter in at, which is a reversal. And you can see my note taking there, aiming for reversal. And we end up getting in on that reversal order. And the market is closed because it is Saturday, and we will be seeing essentially what does happen. But we're going into the Sabbath within the next couple of hours. I want to say about three-ish, 4-ish hours. So there's not going to be anything else done today besides me playing a new game that I got. I got Need for Speed Unbound. I'm really loving it. I love cars. And I finished editing my other videos. I still haven't uploaded or edited the first pilot video. So you haven't even seen week 1 or the pilot video. And that's just something that I'm working on right now, and that's what's going on in this week. So I believe we're going into week 3, and I don't know if that's going to make its own video because I've only checked in like twice, and I haven't done anything within that check-in. I took some orders on Nas. I took some orders on UJ, GJ, and GU were the first week, I believe. So this one might be a 2-week part because I only checked in twice, and this is my second time checking in, and I want to be a little bit more like involved in the vlog. So we may extend this one just a little bit longer. But this is what it's like. You're just really just chilling for a long time. You're really just waiting on your orders. You're waiting on your setups, and you're being just as patient as possible. And that's really all there is to trading, is really just being patient and being able to step back and just wait and keep yourself occupied but remain focused at the same time. You're not always able to force out trades. Of course, if you're a scalper, then this is a different situation, but even to a degree, you have to wait for your setups to kind of present themselves. Every trader does. And yeah, so it's been really non-eventful because I trade on the 4-hour time frame, and it takes a while for my setups to form. But one of my students reached out to me, I want to say a couple of days ago, or a little, that's when I reached back out to him because I don't really check Instagram that often. If you guys do ever want to reach out to me, you can either drop a comment on this video, or you can actually reach me directly through my Discord by just typing in the Discord, and I'm pretty active in there. I have notifications on there, not anywhere else. So something that he the message that he sent me was regarding my video. Like, it's like a little short video. I'll put it up on the screen. React to the information that's being brought to your attention in real time. That's essentially what you have to do. You have to interpret all the data that comes to you. You can't just ignore the data that's being presented to you and erase all your gains, essentially. And mind you, this student is making bank. He's made at least 20K within the past 30 days, 30 to 40 days, off of no more than 1600. So he's making bank. He's making 20x his returns, but still he's having the same issue that a lot of us do run into, which I ran into a lot in my journey. I'm not going to say in the beginning. I'm going to say up until a couple months ago, about a month ago, a month and a half ago, I was running into the same issue where I would let the trade run, and then I would be all elated. I'd be happy, and then I'd come back like a couple hours later, and then the trade reverses, and I didn't move any stop losses. I didn't interpret any data. I was just like hell bent on holding until TP. You have to be able to interpret the data that's being presented to you because the market is ever changing, it's ever flowing, and you have to be able to adapt. That's essentially what you have to do. And it's the same thing I said in the last video. That's my take on the whole situation, because like other traders may say, like, trust yourself and trust your analysis and everything like that, which I'm not negating that. I'm not saying the moment that you see a candlestick going against you, you should close the order. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that the moment that you see a candlestick going against you that you should move your stop loss to break even to 2 to 1, 1 to 1. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is devise a plan, devise a strategy, or devise a methodology into your trading plan that accounts for those situations. For instance, for me, I wait at least 3 candlesticks, whatever time frame I'm trading on. If I trade the 4-hour time frame, which I normally do, I wait just around 12 hours before I make a decision on moving my stops, moving them to break even, moving them to 1 to 1, moving them to 2 to 1, depending on the information that's being provided to me. It's not every time that I'm going to be moving my stop loss into profit or at break even, because it really just depends on what the market is telling me. Let's say it's been 12 hours and the market is at the exact same spot that it was, just a little bit above my position. Will I move it to break even? No, because there's not enough information. Basically, what the market is telling me is that we haven't moved yet, Dan. So keep sitting on your hands and wait for the trade to play out. Wait for the next information to be presented to you and then make a decision. But let's say it's been 12 hours or 48 hours, which normally my trade is at TP by then. But let's say it's been 48 hours and it's gone up. It's up around a 3 to 1 profit ratio, and it's created lows. Let's say I'm buying, it's created lows all throughout that area. If I hadn't checked it before then, which I already told you my rule. It's 3 candlesticks. After that, I'm paying attention to the charts as much as I can. I'm not making it my life because I still do other things. I have a gaming channel, which I always promote because that's what I do in my free time is when I'm waiting those 4-hour candlesticks out, I'm playing a game. I'm playing a game that I enjoy. I'm experiencing something new, and that's just something that I like to do. I'm a homebody. I don't try to fake the funk, go to clubs, go out and do all that other shit. I may go out to a restaurant, do some events like Universal or anything like that, but outside of that, I don't really care to really leave the house. That's just my personal preference. You can have another personal preference. So within that time, it's created new lows. And now that I see these new lows and it's up to a 3-to-1, at that point, I'm moving my stop loss to a 2-to-1 if it hasn't already been moved there. Like let's say within that time frame, I moved it to break even and then I moved it to 1-to-1 and then now I'm moving it to 2-to-1. That's what you have to do based on the information that's provided to you. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna just keep letting that thing run because I'm looking for a 5-to-1, 7-to-1, 10-to-1. Like, yes, you can believe in your order that much, and you should believe in your order that much. But what you shouldn't do is be negligent. You shouldn't not manage your orders. You have to manage your orders. That's what you get paid to do. You get paid to manage your account effectively. Treat it as a business because it is a business. There's opportunity cost. There are net and gross earnings. There's net and gross losses. And there's discovery cost. There's research and development. There's what else goes into business or in the business of trading? We have, I would just say that the last pillar would be managing your account effectively. Like you have to manage it properly. Because if you don't manage it properly, what does that lead to? It leads to blown accounts and overinflated expectations. Just manage your account effectively. That's really all you have to do. You can have the shittiest trading strategy known to man. You could trade straight indicators, lagging measures. You could have a coin toss system. You could just flip a coin. If it say heads, you buy. If it says tails, you sell. As long as you manage your account effectively, you can win in the long run. It's a game of probabilities. All you have to do is manage your risk, manage your trades effectively. There we go. You're good. You're golden. As long as you keep going with probabilities, you're going to eventually win. You're going to eventually come out on top, whatever your strategy may be. So it doesn't matter about the strategy. And that's why every trading expert says that trading is more of 85 to 90% of the entire game. It has nothing to do with strategy. It has everything to do with psychology. It has everything to do with the way that you do things. Okay, so it's a saying that I used to have was, it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you're doing it. And I still believe in that saying. But I just want to tap in with you guys really quick before we go into the next time that I do that, which will probably be on Monday, like updating the trade, seeing exactly where it is, or I may wait into the TP. It really just depends on my workload and my workflow. I do have one more gaming video to drop and to edit. It doesn't take that long. And then I have to start, finishing the recording for the pilot video and then editing that and then really get into editing these videos so then I can have scheduled posts as they do come out. So I don't know when when you guys are going to actually be seeing any of this. I have no clue. It may be like a month after, or 3 months after, or 4 months after, or 6. I have no clue. But just know when you are seeing this, the next episode is coming out right after because I want them to be layered, like just putting out. Because I can do the recording like this, and then when the journey is done, or when the journey is at a point to where I can pause on everything and just edit all my videos and then upload them and then just have them scheduled released. I mean, that just seems so much more easier to me. And I'm trying to get closer to that workflow area Just because I love gaming. It's going to always be my main thing. That was the thing that I wanted to do since I was a child. I wanted to play games and put them on YouTube. That's what I always wanted to do. It was play games, put them on YouTube, fucking make money on my cell phone, and open a clothing store. So because of those things, like, because that's what I want to do, that's what I'm doing, right? So I wanna kind of make them as like congruent to my lifestyle as I can, while also still being the man that I am. You know, putting my faith first, putting my knowledge first, and putting my family first, and you know, still being able to effectively attempt to build a community through YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, wherever I'm posting these videos. That's what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some food. As you probably heard earlier in the video, it was the microwave was beeping, and I'm going to be playing this new Need for Speed game that I just got. It's not a new one. It's a little bit old. It's Need for Speed Unbound. If you know anything about it, drop it in the comment section. But I'm going to be playing that for the next couple of hours and maybe the next day and a half, because I have about a day to just chill out, which I've been waiting for. I've been tired like crazy. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. What's up, y'all? We're back. It is hour 358, and we just got some orders in on US 30 on my secondary account, as you can see, or MYM on micros, because it's just for when I do transition to trading futures in my live account, as well as trading on Top Step. We haven't got the Top Step account yet, but we'll be getting it soon. And just to show that we did take the order, we are down just about $44 right now. I'm risking in total about 100, which is about 20% on this current order. And that's just looking for buys to see if it's not going to take out those lows. It's a potential that it does take out those lows, because going into pre-New York and going into New York itself, we're starting to move more towards the downside. So we're going to see how this candlestick closes out. We have about an hour and 13 minutes left. Other than that, we haven't taken any orders outside of the USD JPY trade, which ended up hitting stop loss. And we lost a total of about $50 on that, because it's 2.5% risk on the main account. We don't have a secondary account for Forex yet. And let me grab that really quick. So you can see for this week, we're down $102, and that's between GJ and UJ. Just about the same risk on both. So we're taking good losses. Both of those trades I was very happy with. There's nothing wrong with them. This one that I just took on US 30, I did learn something while I took the trade. It was just about how I enter in on lower time frames. I hadn't really considered that before, but now that I have like an idea of what I want to do when I'm entering in on lower time frames, I think it'll be just a little bit better, because I did rush the entries, and that was based off of just not having that information. But now that I have the information, I'm ready to take my next trade. We're still waiting on gold. Gold hasn't returned yet. It's still in an area where it just creates a low and instantly buys up, takes out those highs. It was ranging for like a day, or let me see how long it was. I think gold was ranging from these ads out the way. I swear I hate trading. I hate ads. January 12th to January 16th, so just about a week it ranged, and from there broke through. I was looking for a retest of the range. Instead, it just created a low higher than the range, which is a retest, and bought up. And I just wasn't there for that order. That was around, I want to say 9 o'clock in like last night, which I was up. It's just I wasn't checking the market at that time. So, and I also wasn't anticipating that, but I could have caught a smooth order down there, and maybe next time I'll consider that. Considering that it is gold right now, it does a break and retest, and the retest doesn't have to be anywhere near where it previously was. Like, I think the retest was $50 higher, $50 or $60 higher. Yeah, $60 higher than the top. Well, $30 higher than the top of the range, which is pretty high. But next time I'll catch it. I won't let that one slip straight through. But it is what it is. It ain't nothing. You just you live and you learn. But right now, we're just patiently waiting on US 30 and seeing what that's going to do. Market doesn't open for another 30 minutes. Well, it's open, but New York doesn't, and the NYSC doesn't open for another 30 minutes. So we'll see what happens. I'll update you guys whenever that does happen. What's up? We just finished recording a gaming video, so don't mind the green screen behind me. But I would just want to update you on where we are. Let me see. It's been a little while. It's Saturday. And the last time we checked in was, I don't remember. I don't want to say it was I think it was when we took our last trade. So we're on hour 485. So getting closer to the 500-hour mark. And a lot has happened since then. So for starters, we took our UJ trade, and the UJ trade did end up hitting stop loss. And I can show you that right now. We got absolutely railed, and I got stopped out in 2 minutes. So don't mind this strong breaker structure. I would have caught and assessed the situation on this area. But what happened was we had a stop out that happened within one candlestick. So we were just about 10, 20 pips away from TP being hit, and then it just all tanked in 2 minutes. That's exactly what happened. And there's really no news sources on what happened. There's even sources on Reuters saying that the Japanese securities authorities are saying that there was no insider trading or no information that they can provide, which I think is absolute horseshit because it happened across all pairs. It happened on GJ, AJ, EJ, UJ, every pair that had a JPY in it. The same spike happened within the same 2 minute frame, and we're talking about 200 pips across all currencies, which is very fishy. But neither here nor there. We got stopped out on that, and they took us out for 2 times what I normally do risk because of slippage, because it happened just that fast. So technically we're down about 10% on the week, which, well, no, not 10%. We're down 5% on the week. And overall together, we're down just around 12 and a half, closer to 15%, which is not great considering that the quarter just started. But I do factor in the fact that I did take other entries on like pairs that I normally wouldn't want to get in on, like GU, because of the price action sucks. And then GJ, it was just opportunity that presented itself, so I took it. But other than that, it's not like we're doing horribly bad. I do want to get some wins under my belt, and that one was a good opportunity to get a win in on. And I did take a little break after that happened because I was low key pissed. I won't lie, I was a little bit upset, and that was mainly because I was so close to catching the dub, and then whatever the fuck happened, and I was just really upset about it. So right now, we don't have any positions that have been taken on my secondary account. So we're just waiting. I have eyes on GU for the next week. I'm looking for a retest. And I know I just said price action on GU was shit, but we're going into a period of time where it's actually starting to maintain that structure that I've been looking for the past year or more. When was the last time we were buying? Last time we were buying was June 2025, and I've been waiting for it to break the level of just breaking consolidation. It's been stuck in consolidation for a long time. It's had selling pressure, but it hasn't been strong selling pressure. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, is strong buying pressure, because the selling pressure is weak. And then the US dollar, if you take a moment to look at the dollar index, if you ever have any free time, that shit looks horrible, okay? So just to give you a synopsis on what the US dollar has looked like since Trump has been inaugurated, which I'm not political at all, but I can see what the fuck is happening. Okay, I see the writing on the wall. I'm looking to buy everything against the US dollar. So for you, Jay, it'll be on the back burner for now if we break the level of support that is created at $96 and $96 and like 37 cents. Okay, since Trump got inaugurated, when he got inaugurated in January of 2025, the US dollar was at 108.509 with a height of 110.11, right? Since then, it slipped already. We're down 10.9%. That's how quick this has happened. It already slipped. Now, full transparency, the same shit happened during Biden's term as well. In October of 2022, we were at a height of 113. It slipped 12% within 2 years. But we got 11% within his first. I don't know when he was not. I think he was inaugurated in 2020 or 2021. So technically, no, the opposite actually did happen. So in his later terms of him being a president, his shit was slipping. It maintained around 11%, but in the last couple of months leading up to Trump's inauguration, it shot up, and now we're in a situation where there are nothing but it was consolidation. We broke consolidation. We retested consolidation in August, and then we started having this weird smaller level of consolidation. But I say this to say that I am going to be buying everything that is against the US dollar. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes on GU. I may add some like other exotics like the Kiwi dollar. I seen someone else talking about that earlier, which is NZD USD. And probably checking out AUD USD and just other pairs like that should have a free-flowing trend now that the US dollar is finally losing its weight, because it had been holding its weight for no reason, and it was low-key frustrating me, and that's why I stepped away from GU, just because it was stuck in a chop. It was stuck in a super choppy consolidation that had been for since April. And being stuck in that, I'm not making money. I'm losing money. Like, I'm making some money, but then I'm losing money. And then I got my broker totals back for the year. I made around 900, lost around 1900. That's what it's like trading in a choppy market. It's shit. You know, you're going to have days where you buy, and then the next day it's maybe a sell, but then it doesn't move that far. Then it goes right back to buying. Then it goes right back to selling, right back to buying. And the coin toss shit was just, I was over it. So trading one pair is not it. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Trading one pair is not it at all. Unless you trade futures, I don't really see a reason why you would want to trade one pair, because then you get screwed if it gets stuck in a really bad price action consolidation, choppy market situation. But I am eyeing GJ and GU for the next week, and then potentially, if everything goes as planned, we're going to catch a retest on DJIA, and then we're also going to catch, hopefully, a fucking reversal on gold. I don't know what to do with gold right now. Gold is just, I feel like it's far too gone for me to get in right now. I need for it to have a sell-off, and it's had a sell-off every quarter. So I'm just going to wait for the sell-off, and then when the sell-offs happen, that's when I'm looking to get in on my entries. But for this week, like I said, we're down about 12.5%. A good thing is that some of my members are eating. One of my students from this week, I think he made around 7 to 8K on trading EU and pairing that with gold. So that's pretty dope. Other than that, The only new changes are going to be me trading a little bit more aggressive. Okay, so I'm not going to be focused so much on regulated. It's just a headache right now. I want to get back to throwing larger lot sizes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be putting aside a little bit more, like extra capital, to only trade over there, and then when I have a big break, I'm going to take that money, throw it back over to my main account. And that's just because, like, it just makes more sense to leverage my opportunities in a very uncertain time that we have right now. And I don't need to speak on any of the things that are happening, but it's looking very bad for the country that I reside in. And really, there's other countries that are going through shit as well. But just how things are looking, the economy shit, the morale is terrible. The way how people are responding to the way that the current administration is acting is not positive. That's the easiest way to put it. So that's really my outlook for the next week. So I guess this is where we end the video. I think we did a couple check-ins, like 3 or 4 check-ins. So I feel comfortable enough to end it here. We're getting through, like, our next week will be the end of the month. So the end of the month, I normally don't take setups. If I do take a setup, then it'll probably be in this video, because there's no need to add a video for that. It'll just be stitched in on the end of this, because like I said, the only entry that I'm even eyeing, like, there's only one opportunity, and that's on GU, because there is something on GJ, but the way how the higher time frames look, it looks terrible. And we're not going to do any breakdowns right now, just because I haven't won anything yet. I mean, we could technically do a breakdown on USD JPY, but because of the market, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the market manipulation. That's what the fuck that was. That was definitely market manipulation. That happened. There's really no point in breaking down the trade. It was my desired trade. When I mean desired, that's an A+ setup. Like, that's the one that I'm risking a little bit more on every time, just because it is a better setup. Like, my other trades, I risk around 75% to 50% of my full risk. Now, I don't think that I'm risking 75% of my account. That is not what I'm doing. Now, there will be a time where I probably do some shit like that, okay? Because I've been down for a long time, and really, I had to step back and evaluate myself. I've been reading this book. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I'm also reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I've already read these books before, but I'm rereading them. And something that really stood out to me was, like, I'm not unique. My problems are not unique to me. And the thing that I had been doing before was making them unique to myself by saying, like, oh, I wish this, and, if other people had this, boo, boo, boo. And not understanding that I have become some entitled son of a bitch. And I'm looking to let go of that and just going back to my roots. Like, I've never traded regulated accounts in my life. Okay, this is my first year ever trading regulated. I've never traded futures and gone through the US when it came to trading securities. Never did it before. And I made a lot of money. So it's like, why not go back to the thing that made me the bunch of money? And then when I get a bunch of money, instead of being afraid to continue to reinvest that money in those offshore areas, just go full legit with it. And when I mean full legit, it's just trading on a brokerage that you can trust, like, wholeheartedly. I'm not moving through crypto. I'm moving strictly through cash, wire transfers, things of that nature. Filing taxes on capital gains and everything like that, instead of keeping everything in crypto. So that's what we're going to be doing. Like, I'm going to still keep my main portfolio, just because that's my learning area. Those trades I hold to take profit. Those trades I look to manage and get better with. So I don't regret the years that I took to refine my edge and refine the way that I trade and refine just the way that I think about trading and myself, because I've built relationships with my woman, I've built relationships with my family, I've built relationships with myself, and my spirituality has gone up. And really, I have a strong purpose on what I want to do and a strong focus on what I am doing. And there's really nothing that takes me away from that. Before, I was very uncertain. I was like, man, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I feel right about this. Maybe there was so much doubt and there was so much questioning that I would do. Like, I would play games and then want to stream and then say, oh no, I'm a trader. I shouldn't really be streaming because it just doesn't fit with my persona. Fuck that. Like, fuck that. And then, oh, maybe I want this car just because, I don't know, I already have a car, but maybe I need another car just because it can make a good post. I don't care anymore. Like, those things don't bother me. Like, those thoughts don't come inside of my brain. Like, anything that I think about is to benefit myself. Like, I understand buying a car is a liability, but do I understand the benefits of buying a car because I am a car guy? Yes. Buying a car that I enjoy in cash, no debt, it's a depreciating asset, yes, but if I buy it already depreciated, the better, right? And, just being able to reap the benefits that don't come from monetary things, like buying a car and not looking for it to go up in value, not looking for you to get some type of return on it, not looking to sell it. The same way how I buy shoes, and I find a lot of joy in buying shoes because I'm a sneakerhead. I like cars, I like sneakers, I like games. So that's really where my money is going to be. Like the outside money. Those are the days that I take out for the Most High for the feast days that are scattered throughout the month, which we have a feast day coming up in, like, I think next week actually. But aside from that, like, I'm doing what I want to do at the end of the day. And that's what's important, is that along this journey, I became hyper focused and hyper fixated on myself. And that's what I'm most happy about, is that I was able to weed out all of the shit that made me bad. Because I was, honestly, I was a great trader. Did I know what I was doing? No, but I built a system. In the system, I was okay with it up until a point to where I started questioning myself when other traders came in with SMC and ICT and all this bullshit that I had never heard of before. And because being the young trader that I was, I went exploring, deviated from my own path, led to some bad decisions, and then led to that lack of confidence to be able to throw $1,000 in the market and risk $200, $300, $400 per trade. I lost that confidence. But now I've regained that confidence by trial and error. Like, I trust my setups wholeheartedly to where I'm throwing on my secondary account, I'm throwing $125 plus. And it feels so good to finally be throwing larger positions on my trades, because I'm used to risking money behind my trades. And that's really all I care about right now, is just being able to get back and start scaling back in on stronger positions and putting more than just $50 behind my trades, because I trust my trades more than $50. Like, I spend $50 on groceries, I spend $50 on a meal. I spend, like, that's light work. I want to be spending something a little bit more, because that's how much I trust myself. Like, if I can trust Shake Shack to make me a good burger for $50, which they don't make great burgers for $50, I would rather go anywhere else. But if I can trust them to make me 2 burgers, some fries, and a milkshake for me and my woman for $50, and it come out to be mediocre, then I should be able to trust myself a lot more than I trust other corporations. And that's really where my head is at. Like, I'm still going to have my stock portfolio. Don't know if I'm going to keep crypto. Crypto is looking very bad. And I've never really been, like, super into crypto. Crypto was more of my holding place before I go into the market. Like, I would shell it off to get into crypto just to go straight to a brokerage. And then after I'm done with the brokerage, I withdraw it right back to crypto and then move it back to my bank account. And that's really the cycle of how it goes. So the rates changing too much don't really affect me. But if I see it slipping a little bit more than 10% at this point, I'm taking that shit and moving it either into stocks or I'm moving it directly into the account. Because at that point, I'd rather risk that on moves that I can make rather than altcoins dumping just because of the uncertainty of the market and the U.S. government being more involved into the crypto realm. That's something that I'm looking to probably scale down on, in all honesty, because if I'm looking at the numbers, we've lost way too much trading crypto within in the past year, and not even trading, just holding it. And my Intel stock is up 94%. So it's like the way how I look at things, it's just completely different, and I'm just excited. So you're probably going to see a bunch of changes. No, you are going to see a bunch of changes. My demeanor is going to be different. I'm going to be trading how I want to trade. And I blow an account, I don't give a shit, okay? I already have a main account where I've been stacking money up in. Do I want to build it a little bit further? Yes, but there's no point in depositing if it's already losing. I'm just going to let that motherfucker figure it out. And when it starts reaping the benefits again, then we'll get back into that. But don't be silly. I am still stacking up money on the side for those accounts. But I just think it makes way more sense to just throw throw full $500, $600 here or there into an unregulated broker and say, fuck it, like what the hell? Because the only thing that I'm risking now is being in the same spot. And I've been fine with being in the same spot for years. Well, technically I haven't been in the same spot for years. It's been incrementally getting better. But at this current level that I'm at, I'm fine with being here. So there's really nothing that I'm losing. Like an extra $500, I'm not really missing out on nothing. As long as rent's paid, water, lights, phone bill, insurance, fucking, we got food in the house, Wi-Fi paid, I can still play my games. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to take that risk every time. And as long as I have money in my main trading account, I feel comfortable. And that's what I'm trying to articulate, is that I feel comfortable because I have a seed capital stashed away. If you can take anything from that, I would say take that. Have seed capital. Because with trading, you need money. And I always go back to the moment that I had when I was sitting in my apartment, lights down, on the couch, looking at my GJ setups and just saying, damn, I wish I could fucking take that, bro. Like, I wish I could take it. And I'm dead broke, by the way. I'm dead broke. 11th floor. I got a PC, 2 PCs. I got Louis Vuitton, Gucci. I got a California king size bed, TVs, couch, no coffee table. It's my first coffee table I ever bought. And I'm broke. I don't have any money in my trading account. And as a trader, I'm broke. Like, I may be getting money right now. Like, you may be making a little bit of cash right now. But as a trader, I consider myself minimum wage. Because as traders, we're supposed to make a lot more money than the average population because we take fucking risks. Okay? So before I was playing it very safe. And that was because my mindset, my psychology was absolutely dog water. That's the lightest way to put it. I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with my words because I have been cussing a lot, and I want to keep this channel a little bit more family friendly because the RPM is going to be a lot better. If you're a YouTuber, you understand what I'm saying. But my psychology took a major hit when I decided to take a step back and try to start again and go around my roots on how I grew up and everything like that. That was one of the worst decisions I could have ever made, and in all honesty. But the thing that I gained from that was being able to build a relationship with my family, despite what the hell it took from me. It took major deposits from me and major withdrawals. That is what happened, and I don't regret it because shit. It wouldn't have made me who I am today. It made me be to a point to where now I have a good relationship with my mom because I worked on having a good relationship with her. And when I was up and I was making money, I was a shitty human being. I would be the first person to say it. I was horrible. I'm not gonna go into the things that I did, but I did a lot of things that I was not proud of, and my mom had to pay for that. Right? Nothing illegal or nothing like that, but just emotional withdrawals that I made for absolutely no reason, because I was so money hungry. I was so focused on having the things, having the cars, having the clothes, having the apartments, having the women and all. I was so focused on all of that shit, and I wasn't focused on trading. Like, because trading was very easy to me, and it still is easy to me to a degree. Being able to get in on the entries and shit, and being able to see the entries, spot the entries, that's simple. But it was just something that I just didn't focus on. You know, was the way how I acted, my character building, and yeah. So that's that's my take on the situation. So you're gonna see some changes. You're gonna see me being a lot more risky, and I know we started off very safe. We started off very safe, where I'm only risking 2.5%, and that's normally all you know from me, is that I risk 2.5%. I don't go over the 2.5%. There are times where on my other account I'm risking 10%. Yeah, we're risking anywhere from 25. Well, on the low end, about 12 and a half, to the high end, 25% per entry, and that's me still being tamed. Like, I'm just taking the chain off. Like, I'm no longer on a leash, but I'm tamed. Like, I understand that I can risk 75% per trade and possibly do huge things with that. But it's not worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth it. I'd rather have more shots because there's more opportunities to succeed. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Like I said, this is the last week of the month, so I shouldn't be taking any trades. But if I do take a trade, you guys will see it, and this video will just be a little bit longer. I don't even know how long this week was, and how much I left in, or how much, or how long the video is. It was just a decision that I made to make these longer, or I don't know. Maybe I will cut them up and do them in sections, or I don't know. I still haven't uploaded one. I haven't even uploaded the pilot episode. So we had a lot of work to do, and I'm going to try to catch up on that work this week. So I'll catch y'all in the next month.